Today in Aquamobile's Fun Way to Swim video, we'll be learning all about bubbles and breathing.
Today we're going to be learning about bubbles. Bubbles are super important for swimming because they let us keep our face in the water for longer, like a fish. So there are two kinds of bubbles, mouth bubbles and nose bubbles. An easy trick to remember how to do your nose bubbles is to say like you're eating a yummy slice of pizza or whatever your favorite snack is. Watch me. Awesome! I hope you're ready to learn some more about bubbles. So we're going to get started with our awesome bubble song. Alright girls, so today we are going to do our bubbles song. It's our Little Green Frog song. Are you guys ready to do that with me? Alright, ready? Went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog. Went the little green frog one day. And they all went. Nice one! I think you guys are ready to move on to our magic bubbles. Alright, so we are going to make some magic bubbles in this bucket. The way we do this, nice and full. I know, right? You're going to try and put your face in if you can, but otherwise just bubbles in. Oh, nice one! Alright, ready? And 1, 2, 3. Whoa, I know. I think we can get a bigger bubble explosion than that. Oh, nice bubbles. And ready? Whoa, and whole face, and I love it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa, that's what I'm talking about.
Now that we've learned how to make bubbles with our games, let's learn how to bob completely underwater.
So, after we learn to do our bubbles with our nose and our mouth, we want to try with our whole face in the water, right? So we put our whole face in. Whole face in. Can you show me that's a hard whole face? Whoa, and nice big bubbles. Do you want to try that, Elena? I'll hold your hands. Can you put your face in? Good girl. Really good work, guys. So, the next step after putting our whole face in is we want to put our whole head in so we can get used to being all the way under the water, right? So, one easy way to do it when we're getting to learn is put our hands on our head and watch me. Go all the way under the water. You want to feel the hands on your head should be underwater. Can you show me that somewhere? Oh, I like seeing those big bubbles. So now that we've tried one bob, let's try a couple bobs in a row. So, Sahar, can you do 5 bobs with super big bubbles for me?
Okay.
All right, awesome. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome, Sahar. Give me a high five. I saw some seriously big bubbles there. Great work. Awesome stuff. So now we're going to move on to our bob story. Have you heard of a bob story before? No? Okay, so the way a bob story works is I'm going to tell you both the story. Every time, though, that I say the word bob, I want you to do a big bob and blow bubbles, okay? For you, Elena, if you're not sure about doing a bob yet, you can just blow some mouth, there's some nose bubbles. All right, are we ready? All right. One day, Mr. Bob decided he wanted to have a huge barbecue. But he had nothing to make. So he got in his car and drove to the grocery store. At the grocery store, he picked up, right? This is going to be a list. Hot bobs. Ham bobbers. Tofu bobs, too. Potato bobs. Chocolate bobs. Granola bobs. Bob berries. And a big thing of salad. That's not a bob, I mean a salad. He packed them all into his car and drove back home. But as he was walking up to his front door, he heard chanting. Bob, 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 they said. More Bob. He opened the door and saw his whole family standing there. Bobette, Bob Jr., and Grandma and Grandpa Bob. "What are you all doing here?" he said. And they said, "It's your Bob's birthday." The end. Nice Bob story. That was a ton of Bobs. Did you have Bob? Good high five. Nice Bob. So I saw big bubbles from there. Nice work today, girls. Awesome stuff. Okay, so that's all for today for Bubbles and Bobs. Thank you, Sahar and Elena, for helping me out. Can I get a big high five from both of you? Awesome. All right. Thanks so much. Remember, stay safe and keep on swimming.
Let's review what we've learned today. We learned how to make bubbles with our mouth and nose, games to make bubbles with the Little Green Frog song and magic bubbles, and how to do a full bob underwater with a bob story. But most importantly, how to have fun in the water.
That's it for today's Awful Mobile Swim lesson. Keep practicing, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.
Be sure to watch the next video in our series all about front and back floats. Thanks for watching and see you next time. It's Aqua Mobile's fun way to learn to swim. In this video, we're learning how to float.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Bree, and today we're going to learn how to float. What do you think, Isabella? Yeah, okay.
Let's start by learning the pancake song.
I'm a little pancake on my back. Here I lay, nice and flat. I'm a little pancake on my back. Flip me over just like that. Good girl.
All right, now that we're all warmed up, let's learn how to float on our back.
We're going to talk about the rules for back floats. Are you ready? What do we put in the water? What's this called? Our ears are in the water. And what goes to the very, very top? Stomach! Yes! That's what goes to the top. Let's do it. Ready? Lie down on your back. Ears in the water. Stomach up. Okay, count to 5. I'm going to hold you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stand up, Isabella. Wow! Way to go! Good girl. High five.
Great job, Bella. Now let's learn how to do front floats.
So now we're going to do floats on our front, okay? All right. What goes in the water this time? Your tummy, good, and face. Your whole face, the whole thing. Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. Arms out, deep breath, face in. 1, 2, 3. Stand up. So this time we're going to do our front float, okay? By myself. And this time, yes, you're going to do it by yourself. Are you ready? Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh!
That was awesome, Bella. Now it's time for pancake flips.
This time we're going to do some pancake flips. When we do a pancake flip, we start on one side of our float and flip over to the other one without touching the floor. Which side do you want to start with? Front. Okay, face in the water. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Flip over. Ears in, ears in, ears in. Good girl. 1, 2, 3. Stand up. Wow! Good job. Now we're going to start on our back. What do you think? Yes. Yes, okay, let's do it. Right? 1, 2, okay, lie on your back, tummy nice and high. Relax your tummy, relax your tummy. Good. 1, 2, 3, deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! That's the way to do it. Way to go.
Awesome work. Let's sing the pancake song again.
I'm a little pancake on my back. I'm a little pancake, nice and flat. I'm a little pancake on my back. Flip me over just like that.
That was so much fun. So what did we learn today? Well, we learned different ways to float, how to float on our back, and how to float on our front. We also learned how to do pancake flips from front to back and back to front. And we learned the pancake song to go along with all our floats. But most importantly, we learned how to have fun in the water.
That's it for today's Aqua Mobile swim lesson. Keep practicing, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.
Thanks for learning how to float with us. Check out our next video to learn how to kick. Hey kids! In today's Aqua Mobile Swim School video, we're going to be learning all about kicking.
Hi, Johnny. Are you excited to go swimming? So, just remember, my name's Bailey, and I'm really excited to be swimming with you today.
Let's start practicing kicking with the motorboat song.
Are you ready? We're going to sing our motorboat song. And motorboat, motorboat, go so slow. Motorboat, motorboat, go so fast. Motorboat, motorboat, step on the gas. Wow! Good job. So today's lesson is all about kicking. Are you ready? Yeah? Awesome.
Kicking, or flutter kick, is important because it is the motor of our stroke. It drives us forward through the water in a horizontal body position. We're looking for straight knees, pointed toes, and a small and fast kick that stays just below the surface of the water, so we still get some splash.
So let's talk a little bit about kicking. Should our legs be bent like this, like we're riding a bike? No? How should they be? Should they be straight? Yeah, perfect. Nice straight legs. Very nice, good. And our feet, should our feet be like this or like this? Which one? Yeah, like that, nice and pointed. Almost like we're dancers maybe? Or that we're just standing on our tippy tip toes. Okay, so can you move your legs a little bit? Show me your nice kicking. Let me take a look. Oh, good job, Johnny. Nice straight knees, pointed toes, very good. All right, do you know how to play red light, green light with kicking? Have you ever played that before? Okay, so here's how it works. When I say green light, we're gonna kick as fast as we can. When I say red light, we're gonna freeze, okay? And when I say yellow light, you're gonna show me slow motion. Slow motion, okay. So I'm gonna sit and watch, and you're gonna show me your kicking. Ready? And green light, kick as fast as you can, try and splash me. Good. And red light. Whoa, you're quick. Green light. Green light, green light. Keep kicking. And yellow light. Red light. Red light. Green light. Good job. I think you're ready to take this kick out into the pool. All right, so now we're gonna practice our kicking in action. So we're gonna do some laps of kicking going back and forth, not too far, but I want you to always try and get all the way to the wall. And remember to keep those feet at the top of the water. You wanna be making a splash, right? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, blast off. Whoa, good job.
Start by pushing off the wall with your feet to get going. Hold on to the flutterboard if you need to. While you're kicking, keep your knees straight and keep your toes pointed. Remember to kick right at the surface of the water, making little splashes. Hold on to the board, keep your tummy up near the surface of the water, and tilt your head back so your chin is facing up and you're looking to the sky. Awesome kicking! Let's practice the motorboat song again.
And motorboat, motorboat, go so slow. Motorboat, motorboat, go so fast. Motorboat, motorboat, step on the gas. Good job, Johnny. Perfect.
In this video, we learned how to kick properly with pointed toes, straight legs, kicking just above the water, and keeping your chin up when you're on your back. We also learned fun ways to practice kicking with the red light, green light game and the motorboat song. But most importantly, we learned how to have fun in the water.
That's it for today's Aqua Mobile swim lesson. Keep practicing, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.
Thanks for watching our kicking video. Click here to watch the next video all about Superman glides.
Doggy paddle is a great elementary way to swim through the water. For kids, for adults alike, it's a great way to recreationally swim and to have control and manage your body in the water. How to do the doggy paddle. Arms, keep your arms in front of you and just slightly reach and pull with one arm, then the other arm, and keeping your face in the water. As you're exhaling, blowing bubbles in the water, come up for a breath whenever you need to. Coming up for a breath during doggy paddle is very easy. Just lift your face outside the water, up to your chin, bring your face back in to continue doggy paddling. Doggy paddle is a great technique to manage your body, to be safe in the water for kids and for adults. It's especially good for beginner swimmers as they're beginning to develop their strokes and get comfortable and safe in the water. Doggy paddle can help them breathe properly. That's how you do doggy paddle.
Using a kickboard to stabilize the body is a good way to teach the freestyle catch and freestyle extension. Why do it? Last week's drill, focusing on what the hand and forearm does first to initiate the catch, is always a good practice. Using the board under the extending arm helps the swimmer to learn the stretch of the extension of the non-pulling arm. How to do it. Start with position 11 kick, face down, with one hand resting, not holding the board. The hand should be apart, and the hand not on the board should not be touching the board. After the swimmer is stable, have him take 3 strokes while the hand on the board remains stable. Keep the head down and not breathing. Grab a breath between the 3 strokes by lifting, and then put the head back down and take 3 more strokes. Switch arms and begin to lengthen the extending arm. How to do it really well at the fine points. Continue to lengthen or press deeper through the finish of the pull. Extend and push the arm holding the board further out front, focusing on the stretch all through the side at full extension. Move forward to a long, smooth swimming, having the swimmer focus on the extension out front and the initial catch of the pull.
Hi, I'm Matt Keynes from Chelsea Piers and Full Throttle Endurance Triathlon Program. Today we are going to talk about arm exercises for the front crawl. 2 great front crawl arm exercises are the catch-up and single arm swimming. The catch-up is performed as you would normally swim. You're always going to maintain one arm out in front of you. I'll take full completion of my stroke cycle and I'll try to actually touch that other hand. Once I touch it, I'll take the stroke on the opposite side, come over the top and touch. Never allowing that front arm to drop, always waiting for constant contact. To also build balance in the front crawl and to really focus on our left and right side and see what's going on, I recommend swimming with a single arm. Your one arm will stay overhead for balance and we'll work on rotating, catching and pulling and going through our normal stroke cycle just one arm at a time by 25. You will notice that one side will be stronger and you might want to give it a little extra love to your weaker side. By using these front crawl swim exercises, you're going to improve your efficiency and become a better swimmer. Good luck, have fun, have a great day.
Today I'm going to review several freestyle side breathing drills. I'll start with some dry land drills that can be done at the beginning of lessons or even at home. and then I'll move on to some in-water drills. Initially, some kids are easier to work with on land. Here, I'm helping my daughter with the basic freestyle motion. We're concentrating on turning that head, rolling the shoulders, and finishing the stroke. We can do the same thing in a standing position. Turn that head and roll the shoulders. Look for your breath, face down bubbles. Turn that head for the breath, face down bubbles. Next, I'm doing a similar drill poolside. Forehead down bubbles, roll for the breath, face down bubbles, turn that head for the breath. As I noted in a previous video, rollovers and side glides also help us prepare for side breathing. Push with that hand and turn the head. Push, turn, twist. With side glides, I often tell kids that we're pretending to be a shark. If we string the skills together, front glide, rollover, side glide, it looks a lot like side breathing. If I have a child that is struggling with side breathing, I'll try a rollover breath. From a safety perspective, I feel this is better than frantic heads-up dog paddle. With one-arm drills, we're concentrating on rolling that shoulder out, getting a good breath, and blowing face-down bubbles. First, I'm using a barbell. Here's the same drill using a water aerobics dumbbell. Let that non-breathing shoulder come up. Older kids and adults can do this drill with a kickboard or pull buoy. However, sometimes pool equipment and kids don't mix. In the 1-2 drill, I briefly support the outstretched arm, then 1, 2, look for the breath. After some initial support of that arm, I let go for 2 strokes, and then help them get back to a side glide position. Watch as I do it here with my daughter. I'm supporting her outstretched arm, then 1, 2, go, 1, 2. She's going a little quick there. Bubbles, bubbles, breath, go, 1, 2, breath, go, bubbles, bubbles, breath. The keys to good side breathing are a good shoulder roll. Don't rush to your next breath. Give yourself time to breathe out. Don't cheat to your breathing side. You need a good shoulder roll on both sides, and practice, practice, practice.
In this video, you will learn the breathing technique for front crawl. This learning process is vital so as not to disrupt your balance and the efficiency of your movements. In order to achieve this technique correctly, you have to be comfortable with the rotation of the body which goes with the forward propulsion created by the arms. Breathing while doing front crawl can be broken into 2 steps, the rotation and then returning to the original position. Firstly, the rotation. In order to inhale air, keep your ear against the arm that is outstretched and rotate your body naturally with this movement. Inhaling happens to the side rather than to the front so that you can maintain your speed. Slowly turn your head and inhale through the mouth, keeping half of your face submerged. Then put your face back in the water. Secondly, returning to the original position. Once in the water, exhale all your breath through your nose, mouth, or both. Reposition your head so that you face the bottom of the pool. And keep it there while extending your body. If your head is slightly raised, the lower part of your body will tend to sink, which in turn will slow you down. Apart from when inhaling, your head has to stay perfectly still, despite the rotation of your body. In general, beginners will take a breath every 2 strokes or arm movements, and more experienced swimmers will breathe every 3 strokes. In this case, you would change which side you breathe from each time. To sum up, in front crawl, breathing has 2 steps: rotation and returning to the original position. Over to you.
Hi, I'm Mary and this is Karina, and we're from Aquatic Adventures in Roanoke, Virginia, and today we're going to talk about practicing the backstroke kick. So first we're going to talk a little bit, I'm going to have Karina demonstrate the backstroke kick. When we do our backstroke kick, similar to our freestyle kick, what we want to do is have nice straight legs. We remember that the kick initiates from the hip, and that while the legs are straight, they're not completely straight or locked. We do have a bend to the knees, a slight bend, and the emphasis is on pushing down in the water more than lifting out of the water. With the backstroke kick, what you want to really think about, and a common mistake we see, is knees really breaking the water. Knees should not be breaking the water. That means you're bending your knees too much and you're going more into a bicycle kick. So we want to keep a straighter leg, pressing down. See how her toes are almost pointing inwards? Really emphasizing with that foot on the downward motion of the leg. And then as she presses down, there's a slight bend to the knees, but it's not asking the knees to come up, it's pressing down on that water. So that's the backstroke kick. We're going to practice that backstroke kick in several different ways. We can take her right into a streamlined position, and we can just kick here, and she can take off kicking this way. The nice thing about the streamlined position, if you can maintain that, is that you're in a good body position. It keeps everything lifted. Your hands are in the water, which helps lift your chest and lift your hips. We want to stay with hips lifted when we do a backstroke kick. So important in the backstroke to keep the hips lifted. It's so common for people to hinge at the hips and drop the hips, and which really throws you off. It's very difficult to do your body roll when the hips are dropped, and your kick, you often see the knees coming out of the water. It really will give you a hard time. You'll wonder what's going on. It's because you're dragging your butt. If you feel that you're having a hard time with the backstroke streamlined position and getting that kick down at first, you do have a couple of options, and we're going to go ahead and show you 2 different things you can do. One thing you can do is take the hands and put them down at the side, and then just think about the kick and body position. What you have to remember when you take your hands down to the side is make sure that that head position stays where it is. We don't want to lift up and drop the chin. If you drop your chin, what's going to happen is your hips are going to drop and you're going to have a hard time staying up, and now you're like a turtle on your back in the water. So you want to keep that head back, ears underwater, water at midline in the cheeks, chest is lifted, and then again, focus on getting those hips lifted instead of letting them drop. So if you're going to do that and have your hands at your side, definitely make sure that you're focusing on that body position. All right, and the third thing that you can do is use a kickboard. So what we're going to do is get Karina to lay on her back, lift herself up, and she's just going to put the kickboard over her head. She can hold her hands out just a little bit beyond that streamlined position. And what we want to remember though is make sure that your hands still stay in the water, and you want to either place the kickboard on the water or very close to the water, because if it starts to come up into the air like this and your hands come up in the air, it's probably going to give you a tendency to drop down a little bit. But so we want to keep those hands down and kickboard in the water when we're in this position, and then we can just practice our kick. It gives you a little bit of buoyancy, something to hold on to keep those arms up overhead. I'm Mary, and that's how to practice the backstroke kick in the water. Hi, I'm Mary, and this is Karina, and we're with Aquatic Adventures in Roanoke, Virginia, and today we're going to talk to you about how to swim the full backstroke. With backstroke, very similar, it's just freestyle on your back, but the beautiful thing is you don't have to worry about breathing, so it takes some of patterning and timing out of the equation, and a lot of people like to do that if they're not comfortable with their face in the water for long periods of time. Similar as well, we don't swim flat on our back in backstroke. Even though it's called the backstroke, it's really a side to side movement. What we do when we swim is think about having a rod going straight through your body, and your head is the top of that rod, and the body is going to roll around the head. So we're almost always on our side when we swim this stroke. Now, just like in freestyle, there are 3 phases to the stroke. We've got the catch, the pull, and the recovery. So what we do is we come out, we enter the water pinky first. Now, this shoulder is going to be up at the ceiling as we enter the water. So we're going to be on this side. She's coming back here. She's going to catch the water here, drop her elbow, and push the water to her feet. And as she's doing that, now this arm comes out here, and it's going to come out thumb first, and then it turns pinky, the head never moving, and it catches the water here, drop, and push. I'm going to let her just stand and show you a couple of times. She's entering, catching, dropping, and pushing. She comes out thumb first and enters pinky first. The only way to be able to do this properly is to really enter with your pinky first. So you've got to really think thumb, pinky as your pattern for exit and set up for your catch. So when we get down in the water, we're going to add our kick to that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to lay down and we're going to get in the water. And so here she is, and she's going to I'm going to just let her stay right here and hold it for a second, and then she's going to show you the movements. Now all she does here is she adds her kick, and that 6-beat kick that you've got going on in your freestyle is pretty much what you want to do in your backstroke. A nice even kick. Remember, the kick is your motor. It keeps you going, but your arms are your power. So that's what's going to really drive you. So shoulder up, thumb, pinky. We're going to catch, pull, and recover. And that's how to swim the full backstroke in the water.
Dorsiflexion of the feet is essential to effective breaststroke kick. The dryland exercises you see here are most helpful in developing this difficult action in the young swimmer. The first stage of the teaching progression is kicking on your back in the water, using the board for stability on your chest. This action requires the athlete to draw the heels towards the buttock, keeping the knees at or just below the surface. After the feet are drawn to the buttock, the dorsiflexion occurs and the feet twist out and then are pushed back. The head needs to stay back in this exercise to keep the body level in the water. The most common error at this stage is the knees being drawn towards the chest rather than the heels towards the buttock. Here, Brooke provides us with the perfect image in performing this exercise. The next stage in the progression is to extend the arms and hold the board over the knees. If there is any rise in the knees as the feet are recovered toward the buttock, they will touch the board and it will pop up. The athlete can feel this and make adjustments to the knee angles. We can see Brooke here holding her knees below the surface and there is no disturbance of the level of the board. Practicing the kick on dry land is a very effective way in teaching the stroke. We use 3 commands here. Lift the feet up from the floor by bending at the knees, drawing the heels to the buttocks, lift up. Twist the feet out by dorsiflexing and rotating the ankles. And then pushing back once this position has been achieved. In the position on the floor, the knees are restricted, but effective teaching can be performed on the dry land. When teaching the kick, it is helpful to stop the feet at the highest point and affect the rotation with the dorsiflexion. Returning to the water and practicing the kick against the wall is a helpful way to reintroduce the skill in the aquatic environment. This is easier on flush deck pools. The swimmers need to stabilise themselves by holding one hand deeper down the wall while the other hand is maintained up on the scum gutter. Here we see the swimmers lifting their feet behind their buttocks, stopping in that position to attain the separate movement of twisting the feet out before they push back. Lift up, twist out, push back. Lift up, twist out, push back. The next stage in the progression is to turn the swimmers onto their stomach, with the arms extended, holding the back of the board, facing the water, no breathing, performing what they've just done on dry land. Lift the feet up, twist out and push back. Here we see Michaela demonstrating nice pause at the top of the kick before she pushes back. Swimmers who don't pause in this position often flick their feet inwards when they begin to push back. The twisting out of the feet is a separate movement at the top of the kick. it is helpful for the swimmers to maintain extended legs after each kick before they lift again. Here we see Brooke performing the kick with a long glide, providing a separation between the kicking movements.
In this video, you will learn how to synchronize your leg and arm movements in breaststroke. This will help you to make your swim more dynamic and to boost your speed. We will look at the synchronization by studying different sequences. An example of bad synchronization, followed by the correct method. First of all, here is a synchronization that you should avoid. Perform the pushing movement with your arms at the same time as folding your legs. This is a poor stroke, as the push phase of your arms is faster than the folding motion of your legs. They should therefore be performed one after the other and not simultaneously, or you risk losing speed. Now we will look at the correct sequence in 3 steps. Begin with an arm thrust. Then follow this with the folding of your legs. Finally, push your arms forward so that they are straight in line with your body and stretch your legs out at the same time. This synchronization method in 3 steps allows you to respect the timing of each motion. To synchronize your arms and legs properly, keep in mind the sequence of these 3 steps. Pushing with your arms, then folding your knees, and finally kicking with your legs and bringing your arms back out in front. Over to you.
Here's a quick drill we use with our age group swimmers to teach a more stable body dolphin. Why do it? Teaching young swimmers butterfly typically comes with a lot of up and down movement, so to stabilize that, we use a kicking drill. How to do it? Get a small kickboard and have the swimmer lay the hands on the board instead of grabbing it. Have them kick dolphin kick while holding the board out front with the arms in position 11. Keep the head down until they need air, then allow them to lift the head for a quick breath. How to do it really well, the fine points. There are 3 key points in this drill to keep your eyes on. First, the hands resting on the board stops the swimmer from pushing down too much. Second, watch for the head and chest to be stable and the hips to be breaking the surface. Finally, try to keep the feet underwater in this drill so they're not driving too much from the legs.
In dolphin kick, how a swimmer uses their core is more important than how they use their legs. When a dolphin kick is performed correctly, the swimmer's body cracks like a whip, creating a wave of power that starts at their chest and increases as it travels down through their feet. One of the most common problems that swimmers have with dolphin kick is putting too much focus on what's happening with their legs and not enough on creating the wave of power with their body's core. This caterpillar drill is a great tool to use when learning how to transfer power from the body's core into your kick. Caterpillar drill is a short axis drill that allows a swimmer to focus on the relationship between their chest and their hips. As you can see in this video, when the swimmer pushes her chest down, her hips move upwards, and vice versa. This creates the beginning of the wave of power that makes dolphin kick so effective. As you practice the drill, you should begin to notice that your power wave increases sequentially as it moves through your body. This means that while you might not feel a lot of power as you begin to press down your chest, by the time it moves through your body and reaches your legs, it will be much more powerful. The fastest way a swimmer can move through the water is with a powerful, effective dolphin kick that properly utilizes the body's core to generate a wave of power with each kick. This caterpillar drill is a great drill to practice using your core during dolphin kick, which will provide you with more power and speed than ever before.
How to kick in butterfly. In butterfly, the kick is also known as the dolphin kick. The kick is like a wave-like motion. You want to kick from your hips with a slight bend in your knees. Your heels should just come out of the water when you do the butterfly. You don't want to have too much splashing with all of your feet coming out of the water, or have your feet to be too low, sinking to the bottom. The feet should be right on the surface of the water in a wave-like motion, doing it in a relaxed way where your ankles are floppy and your toes are pointed and your knees are slightly bent and both legs are kicking at the same time like a dolphin. When doing the butterfly, there are typically 2 kicks per stroke. The first kick is in the beginning of the pool and the second kick is at the end to help your arms recover. All of that works in rhythm to have a perfect butterfly. That's how we kick in butterfly.